Welcome back, everyone, and thank you for tuning back in for another gaming episode from Nostalgic Kid. Today, we'll be talking about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. These crime-fighting turtles always had me and my friends running back home from school to catch a new cartoon episode. If you love the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles as much as I did, stick around for a nostalgic flashback into this classic series. The first time I heard of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was in a comic book that a friend introduced me to. I remember it was issue number 7, published in May of 1986. I thought the comic was pretty interesting as my friend broke down the backstory. It wasn't until December 14, 1987, the first pilot cartoon series began, starting off as a 5-part miniseries. Then on October 1st, 1988, it began its official run, becoming a worldwide hit. The creators of this worldwide phenomenon are Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird. The show helped launch the characters into mainstream popularity and became one of the most popular animated series in television history. It also brought about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle merchandise, such as toys, lunchboxes, bed linens, and video games. Nintendo came out with their version in 1989, published by Konami's Ultra Games in the US. Turtle Mania was sweeping the nation. When this game came out in 1989, that's probably why this game was so popular despite being an unfair bag of turtle crap. The best thing from this game was that it had the turtles in it. The 4 turtles you could play with were very unbalanced. Leonardo and Donatello were the best ones to play with because of their long reach to hit enemies. Raphael and Michelangelo had terrible reach with weapons, which made it easy to get hit by enemies. The game was basically a platform game with overhead driving sections as well. Both were irritating and unfair. It was easy to get lost or stuck in certain areas. Their mission in this game is to retrieve the Life Transformer gun from Shredder that could restore the Sensei Splinter back to his human form. But their first objective is to rescue their reporter friend April O'Neil, who is kidnapped and held captive by Bebop and Rocksteady. After rescuing April, the turtles must swim underwater to disarm a series of bombs set to destroy the dam, which was very hard to maneuver around. After that, you must rescue Splinter from Mecha Turtle, then destroy a giant mouser, find the Technodrome, and eventually beat Shredder. To complete this game in its entirety, some say it takes 7 hours. The speed run of this game took gamer Skunky48 16 minutes and 48 seconds. IGN gave this game a 5.5 out of 10, pointing out that the game is only for nostalgic fans and that the controls were poor, the enemies bland, and the level design and characters were also bad. As of May 2020, a sealed copy of this game is going for $1,799.99. Then in 1989, Konami released an arcade game version based on the animated series which began airing in 1987. If you grew up in the 90s, I'm sure you remember this game. It was all over in the arcade rooms. This was one of my favorite arcades growing up as a kid. All 4 turtles could play simultaneously on screen, which made this game amazing. My favorite character to get was Leonardo because of his reach, but I was just happy with any one of them to get on the gameplay. The game was a 2D side-scrolling game which had you moving constantly to the right, clearing out enemies as you progressed. You had your basic Foot Clan soldiers who simply punched and held you. But as you progressed in the game, there'd be more advanced enemies that could hold bombs, shoot guns, and use throwing stars. You also have a life bar that goes down every time you get hit. If it got down to 0, you would lose a life, but you could replenish your health if you found a pizza on the ground and ate it. There were also things in the background that were destructible as well, such as signs, parking meters, and fire hydrants that would injure enemies. At the end of each level was a character boss. Check out the gameplay on these bosses. The first boss was Rocksteady. The second boss was Bebop. The third was the mad scientist Baxter Stockman and his mouse.
Come and get him, yell brain.
The fourth boss, or bosses, were both Bebop and Rocksteady. The fifth boss was Granitor from Dimension X.
Thank you, my turtles. There it is.
Then when you reach the inside of the Technodrome, you'll have to fight the sixth boss, which is General Trags from Dimension X.
Look. the turtles. The turtle. The turtle.
The seventh boss was Crane in his robot body. And then the eighth and final boss, Shredder. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles remained popular throughout the years with a plethora of video games, comic books, toys, a new animated series of cartoons, and live-action films. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in 1990, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, The Secret of the Ooze in 1991, then Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3, Back in Time in 1993. In 2014, Michael Bay produced a reboot of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which was a hit. It made $493 million off $150 million budget. It became the highest grossing film of the series in Nickelodeon movies. A second movie was released called Out of the Shadows in 2016. It received mixed reviews and was a commercial failure, grossing $245 million off $135 million budget, resulting in the third movie being scrapped. But we can see how Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles have stayed relevant all these years and still continue to be cherished by young and old alike. Thank you again for watching, and see you in our next episode. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell for future content from Nostalgic Kid.